Hello everyone, I hope you're doing great today. My name is Esteban, and today we'll be talking about the Gotham Awards 2023. So, the 33rd ceremony will be hosted via Variety in the YouTube channel around 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I just wanted to check on the nominees for that ceremony and make my prediction for who is going to take home the big wins. So I'm at the Golderby webpage right now. If you're a movie fan, if you're a Words season fan, you probably know Golderby already. So let's start with Best Feature. I talked a little bit about these five nominees on my Twitter account the other day. So we have Past Lives, Passages, 1001, Showing Up, and Reality. I think all of these five nominees are really good movies, but definitely who's going to take it home, I think it's going to be Past Lives. Everyone loved this movie, especially since it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. Everyone talked about Past Lives. It has the biggest Oscar potential within these five nominees, and I think it's one, if not my favorite movie of the year. So, yeah, definitely going to take this home. Second, I will think is going to be 1001 because it also got other two nominations for debut feature, and Tiana Taylor got that lead actress nomination. And then I'll think I'm gonna go with my preference, Passages, Showing Up, and Reality. Again, I recommend you checking out these five movies because I think all of them are really good, but especially those top three. Actually, I like Passages a little bit more than 1001, but I think 1001 has more chances of taking Past Lives award in comparison to Passages. So let's go to the next category. So here we have Best Documentary Feature. The nominees are 20 Days in Mariupol, Four Daughters, Our Body, Against the Tide, Apollonia, Apollonia. Unfortunately, I have not been able to see three of these docs, Four Daughters, Our Body, and Apollonia, Apollonia. But I had the chance of checking out 20 Days in Mariupol and Against the Tide. I think those two are really good documentary features. I really like them both. But let's be honest, 20 Days in Mariupol, that movie broke me. That's a spectacular documentary feature that I hope you all check it out because I'm speechless. I do not want to spoil, if you can say spoil, anything that is shown on this movie, but it's really just heartbreaking and it makes you think about all the things that are happening right now in terms of war and conflicts. So yes, probably I think this has a big chance of even winning the Oscar, because I do think generally one to three documentary features nominated at the Gothams end up showing up in the Oscars nominations. So I could see another one of these getting that nom. And just based on the praise and everyone's opinion on it, I think Four Daughters is the second most valuable option to take home the award. And then, since I have not seen Our Body or Apollonia Apollonia, I'm gonna go with Against the Tide. I do recommend that movie. It had its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival, 20 Days in Mariupol too, and I love those movies. Against the Tide, I do prefer 20 Days, but Against the Tide was pretty solid as well, and I was really engrossed by the story, and I really like that one. Now we'll go with Apollonia Apollonia because I do remember it got some good nominations in another award show, and Our Body, which again I want to see those, but I have not been able to. So as soon as I have a chance, I want to check them out. Best International Feature, of course, since Poor Things to come, the big award from Venice Film Festival. Everyone's thinking Poor Things is the one to beat, especially the Oscars. But I don't know. I'm gonna do something weird here, and I'm gonna predict All of Us Strangers, just because it did pretty well. Overall, it has the most nominations on this ceremony. It has four in total. So I think maybe All of Us Strangers could take home this award. Then I'll go with Poor Things, which only showed up on this category, understandably so, because again, this is about independent cinema, and Poor Things is a big movie. And then we'll go with The Zone of Interest, who um, was directed by Jonathan Glazer. He has a lot of Oscar potential, especially in director, based on what I've heard. And it got three nominations, so it's in a good spot as well. Then I'll go with one of my favorites, is if not my favorite film of the year. I know I said that about Past Lives previously, but gosh, Anatomy of a Fall is just a masterpiece, and I will go with Anatomy of a Fall personally. But I don't think it's going to take that award here. And finally, Totem, which I've heard really good things about. I haven't been able to catch that one yet, so yeah, these are my predictions for international feature. Let's check it out. The Breakthrough Director Award. Yeah, this is Celine Song. Easily, this is going to be her award. Um, what a beautiful debut film. I just love the movie so much, especially how well directed the actors are. The screenplay is amazing, the cinematography, the score. Yeah, Celine Song, this award is yours. Then I'll go with A.B. Rockwell for 1001. Yeah, in terms of chances, I will go with A.B. Rockwell because it got good nominations. But personally, I will go with Georgia Oakley for Blue Jean. I watched that movie recently, and I really like that movie. I thought it was an outstanding debut. The cinematography, the soundtrack, the score, the performances. I really like that movie, and I wish it showed up in other categories, but only in this one. And I wouldn't be mad if any of these three women take this award. Actually, any of these women. I haven't seen All Dirt Road's Taste of Salt. Unfortunately, that's the one that I'm missing from this category. At first, kind of poetic. It doesn't have a plot. It's more about the beauty of the images that are shown in the movie. But since I have not seen it, I'm gonna place her on number 4. And finally, Michelle Garza Cervera, yes, for Huesera. A movie that I wasn't the biggest fan of. I think there are solid choices in that movie, especially from the cinematography department. But yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie, and I don't think there's a lot of people, you know, hyping that movie up. So I will go with that. Now we got Best Screenplay. The nominees are All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, The Zone of Interest, May December, and RMN. I have not seen The Zone of Interest, May December, or All of Us Strangers, unfortunately. I have seen Anatomy of a Fall and RMN. RMN, whoa, what a surprise! That premiered last year at the Cannes Film Festival. I did not hear a lot of hype around that one, and seeing it here nominated, I was intrigued to check it out. And my goodness, the screenplay is really good. Especially there's a moment on the third act where there's like this 15 to 20 minutes sequence that just check this movie out. It's really good. The screenplay here, I actually am gonna go with my favorite movie of the year, Anatomy of Fall. Yes, I'm gonna go with this one because I think the screenplay is really good. It's one of the best screenplays I've witnessed in movies from the most recent years. So yes, Anatomy of a Fall has my vote here. Then I'll go with May December. May December is having a really good week, especially after the SAG um, made their terms with companies, and actors are no longer strike. May December has the actors out, and there's a lot of interviews, and people, especially critics, are loving it. So yes, May December is going to be my runner up, and then I will go with All of Us Strangers because it did pretty well. The Zone of Interest, that's weird because I've heard that this is more of a directorial effort more than a screenplay one. So I'm not pretty sure about this one, but based on how it performed with nominations, I'll go with The Zone of Interest. And finally, RMN. Again, I really like that movie. I think the screenplay is pretty good. First act, I was kind of you know lost. I was questioning what were they're trying to do with that story. But Iron Man, it's a good movie. At least it got nominated, and the fact that it got nominated made me enjoy it. So I'm thankful for that. Best lead performance. The nominees are Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, Greta Lee, Past Lives, Andrew Scott, All of Us Strangers, Diana Taylor, 1001, Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, Lily Gladstone, The Unknown Country, Franz Rogowski for Passages, Anthony Ellis Taylor for Origin, Michelle Williams for Showing Up, and Bebetita Saggio. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of your names. Our Father the Devil. So I have not seen American Fiction, but there's a lot of hype behind Jeffrey Wright, and he is actually taking a lot of critics and award season lovers' fifth spot for the Oscar nomination. So I understand why he's number one. Gurley for Past Lives, an amazing performance that I hope shows up at Oscar nominations. Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. I've heard nothing but praises and good stuff about his performance. So, Diane Taylor, 1001. I watched 1001 and think it's the best performance of the film. It's the lead, so she's really good in it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie as a whole, but her performance, I think it's pretty good. Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. I love Priscilla and I love her performance in that movie, so one that I'm really happy to see here. Lily Gladstone for The Unknown Country. I have not been able to watch this movie, so I cannot have any thoughts on that. Franz Rukowski for Passages. I love Passages, and I think he's a great actor, especially here. This is actually the first movie that I see him. I know that he has been acting for quite some time, and I do recognize some films that he has been part of, but this is the first movie that I watched from him, and whoa, amazing. This is a really good performance. Anthony Ellis Taylor for Origin. I've heard nothing but praises as well. Michelle Williams in Showing Up. I actually really like her performance in Showing Up. It's not my favorite, but it's good. And Bebetita, I'm sorry, I have not been able to catch your movie. So in terms of predictions, I'm gonna go. Do I go with mind or do I go with heart? Because if I go with my heart, and I don't think this is impossible at all, I'll go with Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. Taking into account that last year Daniel Wilder won over Kate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh, I don't think we can just pick the front runner. Which again, we don't have any front runners here because there's no Emma Stone, there's no Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, or a Carey Mulligan for Maestro. So I'm gonna stick and I'm gonna go with Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. Then I'll go with Greta Lee. I love Greta Lee in Past Lives. Like I was in full tears mode at the end of the movie, and it is because of the performances. And Greta Lee and Celine Song, like that entire movie is spectacular. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Greta Lee. I'll go then with Jeffrey Wright. Yes, I think he has big shot in here, especially if he takes this one home. His Oscar nomination, I think, is a lock, definitely. Then Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. Then Tian Taylor. Then I'll go with Franz Rogowski for Passages, even though I think Anthony Ellis, Lily Gladstone have more recognition right now. They have, yeah, like their movies. I unfortunately have not been able to see, and I cannot speak on their performances. I think they're more known than Franz Rogowski, so I think they have more chances. But again, since I have not seen those movies, I'm gonna go with the ones that I've seen around here. Michelle Williams, I'll go next. Then I'll go with Anthony Ellis for Origin, Lily Gladstone, and Bebetita Sachu. Yeah, those are my nominations here. Now we have Best Supporting Performance. The nominees are Divine Randall for The Holdovers, Charles Melton for May December, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Claire Foy for All of Us Strangers, Sandra Hüller for The Zone of Interest. By the way, how did Sandra not get a nomination for Anatomy of a Fall? That's crazy to me. And Milo Machado Garner should have been nominated in supporting actor. I'm really hoping he gets something, for supporting. Rachel McAdams for Are You There God, Me Margaret, a movie I loved. Glenn Howerton for Blackberry, another amazing movie with another amazing performance. Penelope Cruz for Ferrari, a movie that I have not been able to see. Juliette Binoche for The Taste of Things, haven't seen. And Jamie Foxx for They Clone Tyrone. I actually just watched that movie and I think it's a really good movie. He's not my favorite performance in the movie, but I do understand the nomination because still, it's really good in that movie. Supporting performance, I'm gonna go with Charles. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Charles based on how good May December has been performance the last couple of days. I'm gonna go with him. Then I'll go with Divine. I think both of these actors have a good shot of taking this one home. So, and I'll be happy to see any of them take the award home. Ryan Gosling for Barbie, I don't think he's going to take it, honestly. I will go with Rachel McAdams for Are You There God? It's Me, Margaret. I think they're gonna stick with the independent feeling and vibe throughout the ceremony. And if she takes this one home, which I don't think she will, but this will be a big boost for that movie and for Rachel McAdams, which I generally think gives an outstanding performance in that movie. So I'll be very, very glad to see that. I'll go with Glenn Howerton for Blackberry, and then Penelope, Juliet, Ryan, and Jamie Foxx. I respect Golderby trying to predict Ryan as a potential winner in this category, but I definitely don't think he's going to take it home. But who knows? Maybe I'm surprised. We're all surprised and he wins, which again I think is kind of weird for this type of award show, but who knows? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know all your predictions for this year's Gotham Awards, and I'll see you next time here on Oscar Inside. Bye.